I added $1,540,000 of profit to one of my companies in less than 30 days. We took it from a done with you model to a done for you model, running all of our ads to low ticket and utilizing Alex Hormozi's school as our lead generation system. Thanks, bro. And this is the whole process so you can take it, rip it off, and apply it in your business. But before we dive in, let's go back just 30 days to see where this business was and how we got it there. The first thing we did was take a massive risk, and that risk was changing from a done with you model to a done for you model. The reason this was a risk is because most done for you models don't actually work. What ends up happening is you get more clients, which creates more fulfillment, which creates more revenue, but it doesn't actually create more profit. And remember, the goal in business is we want to actually get more profit. Now, what was unique here is this was an investing offer. So instead of a done with you model where everyone had their own little pot of money, so to speak, we changed it to a done for you model where everyone was able to combine their little pots of money together. So as an example, we were charging $9,800 a pop for the consulting for the done with you model, plus they needed another $10,000 to invest versus the done for you model was just a $25,000 investment, and we were able to leverage other people's money. And here's why it worked. Now, for the done with you model, the upside is that it's much cheaper, but the downside is after the client pays, they have to have another $10,000 to invest to start earning money from investing. Now, for the done for you model, the con is that it's more expensive, but the pro is that it brings in better leads and we're able to use other people's money by leveraging prop firm accounts. Now, you might be wondering, what is a prop firm? That's a great question. I didn't even know what a prop firm was before I bought this company. Now, a prop firm is a company that typically will give cash out to day traders and they will continue to let you leverage that cash as long as you win. In fact, even to apply and get money from a prop firm, they will make you take an exam and pass it before they'll lend any money out. Now, which would you rather do? Risk your own money or leverage other people's money? It's a no-brainer. But we made one huge mistake with this change. How many people can actually wire you $25,000 up front? The answer, not many. So on the positive side, we're now making the same amount of money with us clients, but we're not really making any extra profit. And we needed to solve for this issue. Now, the easiest solution here would be to allow payment plans, but people tend to default on extremely long payment plans, which leaves no recurring revenue inside the business, and you end up delivering the service for free, which sucks and is obviously a problem. But the only way we were able to fix our payment plan problem was changing the way we generated our leads. At first, the business was driving all the leads to a high ticket offer, but this had 3 different problems. So the first problem was that we were running all of our original ads to a high ticket offer. And what that does is it can bring in a lot of newbies or beginners. Now, there's nothing wrong with beginners except that when it's a high ticket offer, a high price point, it raises your CAC. Now, cost of acquisition, or CAC, is how much it costs to acquire an initial customer. And because our CAC was so high, we couldn't spend more money to get more leads. The second problem with this process was calling all of these beginners. And the way it would sound is I would pull out my phone, say, "Hi, Bob, would you like to invest 20K in our Now, the issue with calling is typically you're only gonna get 10% pickups. Now, that's worse than my day in life back in college. It's kind of rough. So imagine if 100 people gave you permission to knock on their door and 90 of them slammed it in your face before you even got to get to the door and say, "Hi, my name is." Now, the third problem was this. Imagine having to have $9,800 to get the business consulting and then have to invest another 10K on top of that. The only people who can do that is Warren Buffett and your rich grandma. So this clearly wasn't working and we had to rewrite the script. This is where my beloved dessert eating, calf growing, tank top wearing, and lumberjack looking friend, Alex Hormozi, and his company School came into play. And if you haven't seen any of Alex's ads yet for School, School is a community builder for courses and to chat with leads. We ran all the ads to the School community that we built, and here's the kicker. We gave away the info for free, so they didn't even have to pay a dime. And that dropped our lead cost all the way from $25 to $4. So essentially, we were balling. So before, we ran ads straight to a high ticket funnel and it cost us $25 per lead. What's cool about the new way we switched to is that it was as cheap as $4 per lead to get someone to come into our free School community. Better yet, we we were able to liquidate 100% of the ad spend. So for every 25 customers that came into our free school community, one of them would come in and start paying $97 a month. And just to make it easy math, we're gonna upgrade it to 100. And liquidation refers to getting enough paying clients so that you break even. So our ad spend essentially is completely free. So with our ad spend liquidated, we didn't just liquidate ad spend, we transformed our leads. These weren't just any leads. They were educated, informed, and ready to invest. This wasn't just about saving on costs, this was about elevating our clientele. Now from our old funnel, it used to cost us as high as $329 per booked call. Worse yet is only 5% of our leads would actually come over to book this call. Now from our paid school community, we would get as high as 94% of the paying members booking our call, which was as low as $106. So not only did we lower the cost per call by over 300%, over 94% of the paying leads were converting to book calls. Now, 30 days later, the shift to the done for you model, backed up by a robust and cost-effective lead generation system with school, isn't just a success, it's the new standard. Let's punch the numbers. 30 days ago, we would run $10,000 of ad spend on average into an opt-in page that would cost $25 per lead, where only 5% would actually end up booking a call, and our closing ratio or CAC would be $2,882. Now, after switching to the new model using the exact same numbers with $10,000 in ad spend, we would get $4 leads, with 1 out of every 25 upgrading to our paid school community, which would liquidate our ad spend. 94% of our paid members upgraded to a booked call, and we had a cost of acquisition $141. Now with the old numbers, we were doing $160,000 of revenue. With our new method, we did over $675,000 with the exact same amount of ad spend. The difference between these two numbers is $515,000, but we're not done because this was working so well. We went ahead and tripled the ad spend. And so when you times this by 3, you get a grand total of $1.54 million in additional profit for the company. Now, for those of you who haven't been to Subway, that is a lot of Subway sandwiches. Better yet, when you take this $1.54 million in profit, that's for a single month. If you times that by 12, you will get an additional $18,480,000 of additional profit in this one company by simply switching from an old high ticket model to a higher nurture free school community, pushing them all the way to a done for you model. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Go out, implement this in your business today. Drop in the comment section below what type of business you have. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.